Coming up on this edition of Speed Chronicles, cheers to the fans.
SIG Media presents Speed Chronicles with Todd Lewis, powered by Rev TV.
Thanks for tuning into this week's edition of Speed Chronicles. We do it every Wednesday. It's on your favorite podcast platforms. It's available on the Rev TV YouTube channel. Please make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Now, I mentioned off the top in the tease, cheers to the fans. I want to go right into that. Cheers to all the fans that come out to watch live racing activity. Be it at a local short track, be it at a huge event across Canada, the United States, around the world, wherever it happens to be. If you take the time, spend your money, go out and watch a race in person, thank you for doing so. Thank you for supporting the support for this sport that I feel so passionately about. You're taking your time, you're taking your resources, and making the decision to spend money to go see racing action. It's a journey. It takes time, whether it's just a quick little outing, whether it's a vacation or travel that you plan around. Doesn't matter if it's big events. Doesn't matter if it's a short track Friday or Saturday night. To steal a phrase from airline welcome messages, we know you have a choice when it comes to how you spend your entertainment and discretionary dollars, and I appreciate it as long as do many of the others involved in the sport. So I'll tell you firsthand as well. The crowd that showed up for the event that I was participating in and part of last weekend, the NASCAR Canada Series event at the Autodrome Chaudière. You were treated to a dramatic race. Lots of action, lots of championship implications. There were shuffles in the championship standings. Great side-by-side racing action at the Autodrome Chaudière. Nice high banks. It promotes side-by-side racing. Lots of it. We get to the midway point of the year now, a shuffle in the championship. Everybody's focused on it. And now the series is headed to Grand Prix de Trois-Rivières this weekend, which is always a good time. We're riding a nice wave right now in NASCAR Canada. There will be another huge field of cars this weekend at GP3R. There are more than 30 registered so far. I don't know if it's going to be a record-setting number or not. I know they were kind of hoping for it, but I'll tell you, it's going to be a fantastic event. It'll be a little crazy with that many cars on a 1.53 mile circuit, but it'll be action-packed. So if you're coming, the weather looks good, fantastic, enjoyed it. But again, to those that came out to the Autodrome Chaudière, I'll tell you, it was something. It's just so wonderful to see the passion and the enthusiasm of fans like that come out to the races. There's some in Ontario, other parts of Canada that get a bit upset about, there's focus on Quebec events. You know what, though? They show up, spend their money, give their time, they show up, and they go. Chaudière this past weekend, there were people coming into the track at 8:30 in the morning. 8:30 in the morning. Yeah, sure, some GA seats and you got to stake your claim. I get that. 8:30 in the morning for a 5:30 green flag. At 12 noon, when practice started, awful lot of people in their seats to watch cars practice for a little less than an hour. It's a great event. Fantastic. For qualifying for the race, jam-packed. Have a look at the video. It's a big crowd. It was awesome. Fantastic to see. I've said this to a couple of people since. I don't know if it's getting discussed. Maybe it should. They could have a second event at this track. This one was a rain out, rescheduled from the rain out. Was supposed to go the last weekend in May. They could have a second event at this track. Maybe they should. This is the time where discussions are starting to take place and look at the schedules for 2026, not just for NASCAR Canada, but other series. If you had two events at the Autodrome Chaudière, I think it would work. I think you could draw a crowd. People show up. I think it's great. This series has to go to tracks that have good racing and get good crowds. I'm not fussing about where they're located. I don't care if it's Quebec. I don't care if it's Ontario. I don't care if it's any other province. If you have good racing, good field of cars, good crowd that shows up, you should be under consideration. Earlier this year, Sunset Speedway bailed on their NASCAR Canada event. And they announced this past week that the operators are going to stop operating at the end of this season. And I'm sorry to hear that. I truly am. It's a good track, has good racing. They have a location that is close to a large population base, but it's a challenge sometimes. They're finding it tough to make the business work. It's hard to have another facility close. There have been other ovals that have closed recently. You need a good product, but you need to give people a reason to come out to your track as well. Not just say, well, we've got cars, we've got this series. You have to give them reasons to come out. You are in the entertainment business, and I keep telling that to racers and racing people all the time. You're in the entertainment business. Yes, it's competition, but you have to have a viable product and bring them out and entertain them and give them a reason to come back. So I don't know what's going to happen in the future with the schedule. I think Autodrome Chaudière could absolutely have a second event if they choose to at the NASCAR Canada Series. Calabogie, new event this year, NASCAR Canada, great success. Minor little inconveniences with a first-time event, those are easily ironed out. And I understand they're very keen to get on the schedule for next year already. And I'm really happy about that. Other big business news in racing broke just after last week's episode. Penske Entertainment has sold 1/3 of their business to Fox. And some people are a little unnerved and unsettled about this. They're losing their mind that Fox is going to have an influence on IndyCar and the series and the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. You know what I say? Good. They need that influence. They need the tens of millions of dollars that are going to be injected into the system. Without that money, their future is very iffy. Yes, buy the series. Absolutely. But some are suggesting, oh, buy the series, but don't touch our precious track. Don't buy a portion of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, a minority portion, just a small portion, 1/3. That's where the value is. The value is not in the series. The value is in that facility. Yeah, you're right. I said a couple weeks ago, you got an Indy 500, but that is all you've got. Take that away. What's left with the IndyCar series? Not nearly as much. You get the equity in the Speedway, that's where the value is. It brings in mega millions to do the things that need to be done to revitalize that series. In fact, they should rebrand it as IndyCar 2.0. Some may not remember, but there was a big kerfuffle when Fox signed with the NFL to get the NFL broadcast rights over 30 years ago now. There were a lot of people that were very skeptical and said, how can this happen? It's change. It's dramatic change, and people get unnerved and unsettled with that. It not only went well at Fox, the NFL is thriving partly because of what Fox has done. Brought more money into the system, raised their rights levels. Innovations in broadcast. Soon as Fox got the NFL, audio was so much better, among other things. Oh, a rules analyst too. These are the kinds of innovations and new ideas that IndyCar needs. IndyCar's back in action this week. Hey, Alex Palou can clinch the championship. Remember, we've been talking about it for several months now. And finally, some are saying, oh, hey, this is kind of a big deal. It's kind of a big year for Alex Palou. Oh, hey, wow, look at how many races he's won. He's won 8. You know what? Could have won more. Gave away the win at Mid-Ohio. Could have had more. Could have been on the verge of a record. You have missed an opportunity to promote one of the greatest individual seasons in your history. Nice that you're getting into the game. He can clinch this weekend at Portland, still with 2 races to go. NASCAR was at Iowa this past weekend, and IndyCar, that's what a full house looks like. Now, a full house at Iowa was 24,000-ish people. Last year's NASCAR event was bigger because they had some temporary stands. I don't know if NASCAR's got a future at Iowa. Certainly not the Cup Series. You should be reserving that for bigger events. IMSA was at Road America this past weekend. There was a lot of penalties and a lot of very questionable driving in this race. I'm watching and thinking these are some very bad decisions and choices being made by drivers, and good for IMSA officials for hammering them with penalties. Keep hammering them with penalties. There's an awful lot of money in cars getting torn up in IMSA unnecessarily. Formula One, the summer holiday has begun. Lando Norris this past weekend, some nice strategy that worked out for him. Again, the head-to-head battle is between Lando and Oscar Piastri. How's it going to play out over the rest of the season? My money's still on Piastri. I think he can win the title. I think there's just that extra little something in terms of, it's not a recklessness, but it's an aggressiveness to go for it. And I think that that's going to be necessary to beat your teammate. And I think Piastri may have it more than Lando Norris has. That's the way I'm leaning right now. So with basically the month of August off, now everybody's got to sit and think about it and create and manufacture headlines for something to talk about with Formula One. Lewis Hamilton, there was the wild speculation about him quitting mid-season. Yeah, I can't see that. Just don't. Is anyone really surprised that he's in the situation he is with Ferrari, who didn't have a proven race-winning car, and he's signed for a couple of years at the end of his career where clearly he is a diminishing asset? Time is undefeated in terms of athletes. Your performance tails off at the end of your career. It's happening for Lewis Hamilton, and he's got a car that isn't capable of winning. Is anyone really surprised at that performance? I'm not. What else can we talk about with Formula One? Red Bull, Max is staying. Again, not really a surprise. Oh, there was much talk of escape clauses and Christian Horner getting turfed and what's going to happen. It doesn't make sense for him to leave. He's in a good situation. He's the only one that can drive the car. See where you're at. If you do decide and there is an opportunity to leave a year from now, consider it maybe, but I don't think so. All right, as mentioned, Grand Prix de Trois-Rivières this weekend. Absolutely one of my favorite events in any series. The town embraces it. It's alive. It's a tremendous atmosphere, and it's just a special festival that takes over the city. If you haven't been part of it, you get the opportunity. Do it. Absolutely worth it. Super fun. There will be some good racing on track with the NASCAR Canada series, a field of greater than 30 cars. I don't have the final number yet, but it's going to be a lot, and I would expect it to be action-packed as well. So thanks for checking out this week's edition of Speed Chronicles. Click the like and subscribe button to get it on your favorite podcast platform and to follow on the Rev TV YouTube channel. The other note, I can't believe that my dog Larry, who's sitting under my desk, has remained quiet for the entire recording this. Have a great weekend of racing. See you next time.